Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Albers, and welcome to... No, I'm not going to say that. I'll just say I'm joined with my co-host, Steve Ellis here. And, Steve, we are super excited, and I'll tell you what. We're super excited is we have rebranded our podcast, and that is what we are calling our podcast now is I'll Tell You What, and it's a perfect segue to have our first guest. It's our first repeat guest.
Yes,
to have on our shows that we've been doing these for 6 years now.
Yeah.
So he's our first guest, and then to bring it all into what we've been planning for. We've been planning this for 6 months or more. Planning it all, and joining us is Jimmy Serger. And Jim, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Coach and Danny, I can't thank you enough for having me today.
Yes.
Very much appreciated.
Perfect for you to be here, Jim.
It is.
It's a blast to be here.
Yes, it's absolutely perfect. We even redid the studio a little bit.
So Daniel, before we go any further, let's kind of just dissect just for a second on that title. I tell you what, because as many people who watch the Anderson football games know that you lead off every sentence with "I tell you what," and it's usually about the referees or it's about Anderson scoring or something like that. But when saying that, we've come to find out a lot of people use that in sentences, and we are going to overuse it here.
We will, and I think it's all goes to my wife. She noticed during our broadcast, she said, I came home and said broadcast was great, but she said, do you know how many times that you say "I'll tell you what"? I said, oh, you're crazy. I said, I don't do that. And then sure enough, I told it to all the guys, and we caught all of ourselves, not just me, saying "I tell you what." And I'm like,
I tell you what.
I tell you what.
It's a great.
I love it.
I love it. Welcome to I Tell You What.
Yeah, so we owe it all to my wife, and at some point, if you hear us do a little, I don't have it up. Little clap for the "I Tell You What."
Absolutely, she deserves that clap.
So we do it. But again, Jim, thanks for joining us, and we're super excited. And I know one thing that I kind of want to talk to you about, Jim, is this book here that everybody sees, that Everyone Bunts. That Jim is a local here in the Cincinnati area, an author, and kind of want to talk about all that stuff. But this book that Jim wrote is an unbelievable book, and we were talking before we went on air. It just brought back so many memories of us playing baseball here in the Cincinnati area and some of the states and Knot Hole and all that. But Jim, let's talk about this book. It was a great book. We loved it. You had us obviously be a part of this book, and just talk a little bit about this book here, Everyone Bunts.
Well, first of all, I want to thank both of you for reading it 2 years ago. You were the first two to actually read it before it was edited, proofread, highlighted, ripped apart, rewritten again, and so I really appreciate both of you doing that. It takes a lot of time and effort, so I very much appreciate that. So
no problem.
We were talking about some of the states and living on Muskegon. My first baseball coach was John McManus.
Oh, yeah.
3 doors down.
Yeah.
So I was playing T-ball on the other side of Summit, where there was 2 baseball fields. Yeah. Back end, I think that's Yellow Glen back
I know what
there.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And I was playing T-ball, and I hit a home run in T-ball, and Mr. McManus happened to be there watching his son, I think it was Kenny, playing T-ball. And Mr. McManus went over to my mom and dad and said, I'd like for him to be on my Division I team, which was D1 back then. That was the lowest league you could be on.
Yep.
So I actually played up, and it was terrific. I mean, I was the youngest one by far, and I played up with Mr. McManus. So Mr. McManus on Muskegon was my first coach. And then, I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Prather.
Yes, Ron Prather.
Right. Yeah. He was the assistant coach, and it just expelled from there. So when you move up in the league, then it was Mr. Berger was my coach. Also from Summit. Lou Schwartz was also my coach from Summit.
I remember him.
Terry Zimmerman over on the other end by Nagel School now in Summit. He was my coach as well. And then other coaches that were around my whole life were Howie Ludwig.
Yeah.
I remember
Barry's dad and Karen's dad. Then you had Gary McKee.
Oh, my
Gary
goodness.
McKee was
Mark McKee.
Yes.
Aaron McKee.
Correct. And then you had Pat Williams, Eric Williams' dad.
Yes.
And Brad's dad.
Brad, yep.
And then you had some other coaches that I just can't name off the top of my head, but they were all in Summit, and they influenced my life from a very early age all the way through. And then that's where I came up with this book. It's basically a leadership coach on lessons that you learn in life that you apply to baseball. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody can apply anything everything. Basketball, lacrosse, ice hockey, figure skating. Sure. but the point is, the sports is very realistic in life, and a lot of people with leadership, mentoring, guidance.
Absolutely.
You learn a lot from them. I mean, I had one, Glenn Kirby. Mr. Kirby was his name. I'll never forget. He taught me how to juggle at soccer practice, and I said, "Gosh, this guy has no clue. You just kick the ball from one end to the other. Come on, how hard is it?"
That's right.
Well, he taught me so well. I juggled, and Chris Berger and I were able to kick a game-winning kick in like 6th grade from one end to the other, and still to this day, Chris and I laugh that if Mr. Kirby wouldn't have showed us ball handling skills. He put us outside of our comfort zone and taught us something else. And that's what this book is. It's a testament to all the coaches that I've ever had, and guys like you're both that, you grew up in the neighborhood. You knew everybody in our neighborhood. And some of it was awesome. Just loved everything about it.
I think it was just a great read, which the fact that Danny and I finished a book is a great step. But I mean, the fact that we all could relate to it, and I love it, and I want my kids to read it, if for no other reason, is about the time and the era that we grew up, and everything that went along with that, and how much fun and exciting it was back then. And I mean, just everything that is in this book, every single person can relate to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They really can. I mean, even today, going all the way back to 77 or 89 when I graduated McNick, I still reference Ray Ayers all the time. Ray Ayers was a huge influence in my life. And Barry Martin helped me write this book as well and gave me some pointers. But somebody like Mr. Martin played Division I college basketball. But then he's coaching Midland baseball. And he was my coach in baseball. People think, well, you have to be a basketball coach and have to have played college basketball in order to be a high school coach. When I was at McNick, Ron Oster and Buddy Bell were coaches there. Coaching basketball. So what I did is I flipped the story around and kind of wrote this from Mr. Martin's perspective, saying, hey, college basketball, coach baseball, because that's what he did. And I made it all up. I wung it all, just made stuff up at random. It was the first full-length fictional book that I wrote. Takes place in Harrisburg, Kentucky, and I was just like, you know what, let's just wing it and have fun and create some real-life scenarios.
So how many of the experiences in the book would you say were actually that you experienced personally?
I would say half of them I personally experienced or saw firsthand. I saw over 50 games, so I went up and scouted Sean Brennan up there at Anderson. So I scouted him and saw how he did with his players, and he never yelled at his players. He took the time to correct them if they were doing something wrong. But what he did is he also applauded them when he did something right. It wasn't just one or the other. So I watched opposing coaches. I picked up a lot of stuff that they did in this book. I had coaches that said no, 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 and that was only the first inning. So then I followed a lot of McNick games. I went to a lot of New Richmond games with Mayor Glenn Uning as the head coach. So I surveyed St. X, Moeller, Turpin. I saw them play, and I just built a whole story around that.
So I want to kind of get into the whole being an author thing, right? It's unbelievable. Like this, you've had a lot. Obviously, the growing up in some of the states was a big part of has been a big part of your life. I remember the Next in Line, Please. Some of these other ones that were based on your childhood. But how did swing into how you? I know you and I have talked off air about Pat Williams was a big influence. So talk a little bit how you got into getting the will and the desire and all that stuff to write books.
Well, I think that when I met Pat Williams, he was a motivational speaker. He was the co-founder of the Orlando Magic. He has 19 kids. I mean, the list went on and on and on and on. And he said, who here reads 15 minutes a day? And I put my hands underneath the table. I said, you must be talking to somebody else. He said, if I have time to read, you all have time to read. And I was like, okay. So the meeting was over with, and I won his free book. And it was about 340 pages. It took me about 6 weeks to read it. And at the end, he said, email me what you think of the book. So I emailed him, and he said, great, Jim, read another one. So then I read another one. Then that year I read 100 books.
Oh, my goodness.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a book. So I contacted Pat. And I wrote it with my dad called Go the Distance, about his and I's relationship and how baseball helped mend that relationship.
Awesome.
And Pat said, call this guy. So I called this gentleman down in Charleston, South Carolina, Advantage Media Group, and I said, I have a book. He said, send it right now. And about 3 weeks later, they gave me a grade. There was 10 different categories that they would grade your book on.
Okay.
10 being the best, 1 being the worst. They were all 9s and 10s, except for there was 1. It said, you need to tell more about what your dad does for a living and what you do for a living.
Okay.
I was like, well, this is great, I got like a 92 on this. Where are all my teachers now from IHM and MECMEC and UC? And so I was timid. I was afraid to do it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I think the moral of the story is you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to do something for the first time. And then I loved it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I had a little bit of a high from it. I enjoyed it. So then I did another one, and then another one, and then Everyone Bunts is book number 10, the first
that's crazy.
fictional book. I love it. I just love it.
Well, just saying, I think I've said this before. You got me into reading. I was not a big reader, never have been. I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing my thing, whatever I got to do, and I make sure, like you said, sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's only 15, 20 minutes. But you got me into it, and I appreciate that because it's just obviously changed a lot about how I go about doing things now. So I appreciate that, Jimmy. So it's been pretty awesome.
Well, glad I could help.
That you did it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Look at you reading.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Where are all the Forest Hills teachers at now? Look at all of us reading, including Coach here. Come on. I think it's very important. I fought it for years. I thought I was too cool to read. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I will firsthand say here, I mean, you've, to this point and then some, have lived a very intriguing life. And I mean, from, being in the service to everything you've done to this point and then some. But, I mean, to get some of these ideas, I mean, do you have more ideas coming up?
Well, I think that everybody has an idea in them. And one of the things that my wife, Gina, says that if you get an idea, a light bulb goes off in you only have a certain amount of time to react to that idea. That she is a firm believer that if you don't respond to that idea, is going to go to somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then you're going to
read Shark Tank.
Right. Exactly. It's true. Yeah. It's true. There's a book out there by I think her name is Mel Robbins. She wrote a book about kind of basically the same idea and she told the truth. She had an idea of writing a book that took place in Puerto Rico. She wrote about let's say 10,000 words, and she put it on the shelf. She stopped doing it. 1 year later, a book went to #1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
It's not the Let Them theory, is it?
It's the one previous to that one.
Right.
It's called Magic or Magic Beautiful, or I think.
I've not read that one.
It's the one previous.
I'm a big fan of hers.
But a friend of hers that she met through somebody else wrote the same type of book about a family in Puerto Rico, and she's like, I had that same idea 18 months ago.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
I think everybody has a book in them. I'm a firm believer that you do. Everybody out there has a book in them. The catch is just write it down. Who cares? Right. You don't have to tell anybody you're writing a book. You just write it.
But my point is, Jimmy, is that the books that you write and have some relation to your life are exciting and interesting reads, that people almost don't want to put the book down, because it's so good.
I appreciate that.
No,
Coach.
seriously, yeah.
I know. I appreciate that. That was nice to hear that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let's go. Let's keep going. What's next?
Keep going. Well, I have other ideas. I write them down. I store them. I have a desk, similar to this. I have ideas stored in there, clippings, book things. I take pictures of stuff that I read in books. I'll circle it and come back to that.
Nice.
But you can never stop with a goal. I'm a firm believer that you have to, Lou Holtz passed away. He had a great quote. If what you did yesterday seems big, you haven't done anything today.
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in that.
I love that.
I think that's terrific.
How do you, for me, the writing part of it, do you set up a time to say, okay, from this time to this time I'm going to write, or do you just do it whenever it pops in your head, or how do you do that?
Ray Bradbury actually taught me how to write, and I never met Ray Bradbury in my life.
Okay.
Ray Bradbury would go to the bottom of the library at UCLA, and he would have a roll of dimes for a typewriter. And what he would do is he would insert a dime, and he would type and type and type, and then he would put another one in. And as soon as the dimes were done, he was done for the day.
Okay.
And he would never proofread what he wrote. He would just type.
Just keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. So if he spelled Danny, D-A-N-N-N-Y, he just kept going. Or Steve, he put Steve-O.
Right.
You don't edit. You just keep writing.
Okay.
So mine's about 2,000, maybe 2,500 words. I don't care what it reads.
Yeah.
I just go. Then when I print it out, then I'll go back and start to rip it apart and say, I need to fix this, fix this.
And
fix
for
that.
those young people that are out there watching, there was actually a typewriter.
Yes,
back
you
in the
had
day.
to put money in.
Yeah, actually, and we took typing class back in the day.
That is correct.
So
that is correct. So absolutely, Coach. You know, you and Danny, you just have to hour and a half, 2 hours, 2,500 words.
Yeah.
You know, just like for you on practice, guys. We have 90 minutes of practice.
Yep.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to divide up half court, blah blah blah, one-on-one. We're going to do, set up chair skills or what have you.
Right.
We're not going to slam dunk every practice.
Nope.
You all can slam dunk. We know how to slam dunk.
Yeah.
But you got to do a little wordsmithing. You got to use a thesaurus. You got to do spell check.
Yeah.
And then I have a great wife that luckily, she owns a whole box full of highlighters.
Yeah.
And when I think I'm done, she's ready to rip it apart. And she does a terrific job. I mean, every book that I have done has gone through her hands first. And,
that's awesome.
And she reads a book a day almost.
I will tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. So no, I mean, at least the last few, Jim. I mean, when you got the 911 book, and what was the other one? The Tunnels to Towers.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, those books are exciting. I mean, for people to read and interesting and intriguing, and I mean, that's the whole point. And I know I've said it 10 times, but I love it. I mean, just
well,
keep
you
going.
both were in there for the 9/11 books for Tunnels to Towers.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody remembers where they were on 9/11. We're coming up on the 25th anniversary right now, and if I were to interview everybody watching the show right now that's old enough that was there during that horrific, tragic day, everybody to a T can describe to me what they were doing, who they spoke to, what they went through.
Yep.
And that's the testament to them. Yeah. It's important. It's like my mom and dad remembering when Kennedy was killed. Or when we landed on the moon.
Yeah.
You might be old enough for landing on the moon. I don't know. I think you weren't even born yet.
I was 2.
Yeah.
No, but that's a pivotal point in our country was 9/11. It changed so much stuff.
Sure.
I mean, I can talk to any military member. I talked to Brian Huber. You guys know the Huber family.
Yeah, sure.
Brian, to a T, told me exactly what happened to him on 9/11.
Yeah.
He could not tell you what happened the day before.
Right.
And he couldn't tell you what happened really the day after.
I think everybody's like that on something like that.
Right.
It's kind of crazy though too to think about all this stuff and how you kind of put it all in together. And like with you, I know we've got a new kind of an adventure that we've got coming up that you're going to be doing. So it's kind of tied in with the Tunnel to Towers. So
correct.
Talk about what your new adventure is that you've got coming up here.
We'll announce it here first that I am going to ride a bicycle across country from California to the Pentagon.
Jeez,
from the Pentagon to Pentagon to Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
And you did not lose a bet.
Didn't I lose a bet? No.
So this is just all for...
this will all be for Tunnel to Towers.
That is incredible.
Oh, my gosh. So, I mean, obviously the inspiration, right?
Absolutely. 25th anniversary, 3 books for 9/11, 4 Tunnel to Towers. So I picked up the phone in November, late November, and called up one of my old Navy buddies.
Okay.
Haven't spoken to him in 35 years. And he said, "What's going on, Jim? Are you okay?" Because that's usually what it's about. Sure. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I said, "I have this idea." And he said, "Stop. I'm in." He said, "Now tell me what the idea is."
Oh, my goodness. Is that right?
How about you and I ride our bicycles across the country for Tunnel to Towers? He said, "I'm in. I'm in."
Oh, my goodness.
I'm in. 100%.
I mean, I'm just trying to put this together because I can barely, my wife runs these races in 2 hours sitting there waiting for my wife to finish a race, kicks my butt.
Right.
I can't imagine thinking about this and just, the logistics of all this, like figuring it all out. How did you
map it out for us?
Well, the biggest thing is I had to get approval first from the missus.
Wife. Sure.
Okay. So we went down to a nice restaurant downtown. And,
Smart man.
It was about September 1st. And I said, I have this crazy idea. And she said, I'm in. Just, now you got to fill me in. I said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride the bike cross country. She said, okay. The biggest thing is that her and I had, how is my body? How is my body going to react to this? I've been operated on 11 times.
Okay.
And so the concern is my bike. The bike, my both knees, my nose, my back, my right arm, my shoulder, all of those things that you worry about.
I think this guy played football.
Yeah. And so I said, here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start training, and I'm going to see how I feel. So I started training, and I had a checkoff list. I contacted a bicycling coach in Carmel, Indiana, because I biked from Carmel, Indiana, all the way down to Orlando to see Pat Williams.
Yeah.
I did that in 7 days.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to get a hold of him. And he said, Jimmy, I'm behind you. He said, but you need to really start training for this like today. So that was back in September.
Okay.
And so he built me a training regimen, and I'm here today because I met all the goals that he had lined out.
Wow.
So I had to ride 4 century rides before today, which I did. Then I had to ride 10 days in a row of 3 hours a day, which I did.
Okay.
And then my next cycle is I had to do 65 miles a day, under 5 hours, for 5 days in a row. So then I met that today, and then tomorrow I got to go out and do another 100 miles, and then Thursday do another 100 miles.
I got a quick question here.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that I'm old and older as I get older now.
Nice.
I have to strategically plan my pee schedule.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, I'm being serious.
I understand.
I'm being serious.
Where are you going with this?
Well, I'm just saying, he's talking about sitting on a bike for 3 hours.
Well,
all right.
I mean,
I'm sure
do you jump off and...
I'm sure he's thought about this.
or do you wear Depends?
Yes.
I mean,
Hey, Deion Sanders is now wearing Depends, so why couldn't Jimmy Serger?
What in the world?
And we're in space right now, and they had to do it around there.
That's right.
But all kidding aside, you're looking at probably every 2 hours, you're going to have to stop.
So at this point, Jim, what has been the hardest adjustment for you?
Basically, I weigh 255 pounds.
Okay.
And when I got a haircut the other day, I lost 1/10 of a pound. And I shaved my legs again, and I lost another 1/10 of a pound.
Yeah.
And so now I'm down to like 255.
There you go.
The hardest part is I have to, with my weight, I'm a big guy. Everybody knows that. Yeah. I have to consume almost 500 calories an hour.
Jesus.
After the first 2 hours on the bike.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to keep your nutrition, you have to keep your body not sucking on itself. Where's my nutrition?
Right. So you got to plan for that.
You got to plan. So the Uncrustables at Aldi.
Oh, I love those.
4 for $2. That's a nice spot for Aldi.
Yeah.
Are the best things in the world.
Nice.
And,
love those.
So. Yeah, that's what I have to do. So, you go out when I ride tomorrow, I'll go all the way up to Lebanon from Loveland and then back. That's 31 miles. And then I'll stop at the car, fill up the water bottles, have a couple Crustables, and then go right on the road. So you're looking at about a 5-minute urination break.
So is that the bike trail that you're doing?
That's the bike trail that I do.
Okay.
Right?
So that's it. So do you have a... I'm confused here. So you said you have a bike, you ride up to Lebanon. So do you park a car how does that all work?
Park a car at Lebanon, at Loveland Bike Trail.
Okay.
So I'll go Loveland to Lebanon and back. That's 32 miles. Okay. So it's basically 16 up, and then 16 back. Okay. Then you eat, then you do it again, then you come back, and then you do it again, and you come back. So all winter I was in the bike that I put up on a training rack, and I sat there and watched. I've watched every Steven Seagal movie. I've watched every Chuck Norris movie. John Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, and Arnold.
Wait a minute. Did you design this?
I did.
Oh my gosh! You designed, so you did this little frame and you put your actual bike on it?
No, I didn't design that. I actually had to buy this. It's an indoor trainer for road bikes.
I've seen those
before. You basically mount it, then it has a compression wheel, and you spin on it.
Perfect.
So it's not an indoor stationary bike. It's actually a road bike, and you clip it in.
Got it.
So,
are you going to be? My other question: are you going to be wearing those tight shorts?
Oh man, you know it.
And the tight shirt.
Oh yes.
And what about the cone head thing?
Well, here's the good news: is when I went to the bicycle shop, the woman, I walked in there. This was years ago, and I said, "I'm looking for a bicycle helmet," and she looked at my head. Oh, and she looked at it again.
We don't have a big enough one.
And I said, you don't have one big enough. She said, no, we do. Come around the corner. So I go around the corner. She goes, what we're going to do is we're going to sell you 2 bicycle helmets, and we're going to fuse them together.
Why couldn't you wear your McNick helmet?
Oh, my God.
What the football helmet?
We saw the helmet, yeah.
Yes,
and
that would be too funny.
Put the mirrors on there.
Oh, gosh, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
I'd look like Animal House on wheels.
That sure would. That'd be good.
Animal House on wheels.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Exactly. Yeah. Talk about having stuff thrown at the car at you.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that's funny.
So yes, this is a big deal. Like I said, it's for Tunnel to Towers. I can't thank my buddy Corey Hardy from Ennis, Montana. Corey has bicycled across Japan, Switzerland, Italy, Mexico 5 times, Colombia, Peru. I mean, the list goes on and on. Corey's about 6'4", about 160 pounds, a couple years younger than me, but this guy is a stud on the bike.
So will you have people driving, like, you know how you see that sometimes when they do that? Do you have someone that, like a team?
Support vehicle, correct. So we'll have a support vehicle with us. I'll do 100 miles. And then I'll get back into the support car and ride. And then Corey will jump onto the bike and do 100 miles.
Okay.
So we'll each do
tandem.
200 miles a day.
Great.
There's no way I could go any more than that.
Right.
I mean, maybe I could for like 1 or 2 days. Whew. That's about it. 100 miles is enough.
And then did you plan out your
I have the whole route,
where your route you're going, where you're staying, all that stuff,
all planned out,
and weather permitting.
So we're going to go, if it's 105 we'll go out, if it's 115 through the desert we'll still go out. We'll alternate, you go 2 hours, I'll go 2, you go 2, I'll go 2, all right, just to make it through there.
So tell us like some of the states you're going through here.
Well, California, Arizona, part of Utah, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, straight into Maryland, then to D.C., then right up to Pennsylvania, then across through New Jersey into New York. Wow. So it's 3,500. Divide that by 2, it's 1,700 miles per person. But you got to remember, I have nothing else to do.
Steve, I got nothing else to do. You want to?
No. During the ride, I won't have anything else to worry about.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so you really can't avoid the mountains.
No, you're going to go right through the mountains. So
that adds, Jim.
This is hilarious.
That's not just a mile.
I know, but wait till you hear this. This is awesome. So when you go up, you're probably, for my weight, going up about 2 miles an hour. Okay. Maybe a mile an hour. Okay. And with the headwinds at this thing, maybe 1 mile an hour. But when you go up and then you hit the peak, you'll come down at 75 to 90 miles an hour.
Oh, that's dangerous, Jim.
Now, here's the good thing. From Colorado all the way down to about halfway through Kansas, it's almost all downhill. Now, at the beginning, it'll be severely downhill. But then it'll start to taper off, but most of it's downhill.
Okay.
Then when you hit Kansas, it's 497 miles
flat.
And you see the same silo in the distance for nearly 500 miles. You think, I'm almost there.
Yeah, I can see it.
And you never hit it.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's gonna do the finish?
We'll both go at the same time.
Yeah.
So the support vehicle will probably drop us off somewhere around, Battery Tunnel or the Brooklyn Tunnel,
so
whatever.
You each have your own bike.
We each have our own bike and then a backup bike. We'll have plenty of supplies with us.
So to do this, Jim, I mean, are you raising money or what?
Yes.
What I know it's awareness, obviously.
Correct.
But
correct. So Tunnel to Towers back in November when I spieled them with this idea, they generated a fund me page through through Tunnel to Towers. Our goal is to raise $250,000 to mark the 25th anniversary.
Wow.
So if everybody out there would give $11,
yes,
then we can easily achieve this. And if you only give $5, that's great too, or $1.
Right. We got to get the word out.
It's all for Tunnel to Towers. We don't keep any of the money.
No.
So that's our goal. Our goal is to raise money for Tunnel to Towers to mark the 25th.
So I think what we need to do too is give him some. I'll tell you what gear that he could wear, that he can put a shirt on or something, like a patch on his sleeve or something like that. So
absolutely,
get it out there in case he's on the. I know he would.
He's a walking billboard.
Yeah,
look at him.
He would. I mean, I just to formulate this plan is. I mean, it's awesome that you do something like this for Tunnel to Towers, but that's a lot of work to do this, to like figure everything out. I mean, to me, I stress out about the littlest things. I can't even imagine, the amount of, to me, I don't know if you want to call it stress, but just to figure all that stuff out. And, I'm always thinking about, okay, what if this happens? Oh, what if this happens? So,
you can generate those ideas from coaching aspect.
Sure.
From doing a podcast. What if this doesn't work? Well, that's why you have a backup camera. That's why you have a backup microphone. That's why you have an extra plug or what have you.
That's true.
So we'll have all that gear with us. And I think the fun part about it all is we're probably planned out 65%.
Okay.
That's about it. We'll be closer to 75, but the rest will be day to day.
Okay.
How do I feel? How does he feel? Can we keep going?
Yeah.
When you're going through Colorado down the back end, you might hit 300 miles in one day.
Right.
Because you're averaging 21 miles an hour.
Correct.
Corey can average around 26 miles an hour for about three and a half hours, maybe a little bit less than that. So you're looking at, he can at least average 21 miles an hour. Me, I'm at about 13 and a half.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
So what is you may have already said this, I apologize if you did. What is the start date, and what's the goal for end date?
Correct. So the start date will be July 14th, right in the middle of summer. We couldn't have picked a better day to go. Okay.
Exactly.
When's Flag Day? You'll know this.
I don't know that.
Jim,
you caught me off guard. I wasn't ready.
It's in mid-July. It's right.
Well, it's right after the All-Star game. I think the All-Star game is July 14th. I think it was a week before.
I'm looking it
up.
Right
after that.
I'm looking it up.
But I think if mathematically, if you do the math, it should take us right about 20 days.
Okay.
20. Okay.
The record for this route from Oceanside, California, San Diego area, all the way to Annapolis, Maryland, is 6 days and 6 hours. That is the record.
Yeah.
It was done by a 22-year-old German. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. How many?
That's the record.
6
days, 6 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So if you do that, he's averaging about 420 miles a day. He slept for 45 minutes a day. That's what he slept for. So we are going to be following that same route that he went on.
Okay.
That might be a little bit different, but no highways. So it's basically the same route that Forrest Gump ran all the way across the country.
That is good.
So July 14th is the start
July
date.
14th.
Okay.
Corey is a high school cross-country coach.
Oh.
He also runs his own drywall company for 25 years back in Montana. So school starts, he needs to get back before August 12th so he can pick up coaching.
What a way to do your summer.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. And so what did you say you were finished again? You said, what did you say?
We're thinking maybe August 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. Now, like Steve said, if it's pouring down rain out, we are not going to go out.
And you can't control that.
We'll find the local little dive.
Yeah.
Right. You got to get your protein back.
We'll find the Bates Motel somewhere around there.
A Bates Motel.
So if you don't see us again, you'll know Norman found us. Okay?
Yes.
Just remember, we're in the back of the pond. Okay.
Listen, many people get that.
Exactly. Not many people will. But they will. They'll get it.
That's funny. So your wife in this whole thing, will she be at any point during that?
Absolutely. She'll be going some points. She'll be with us, meet up with us, go with us, move ahead. She's going to show up the whole time. So she's 100% awesome. Supportive of this adventure. Awesome. When I told her, she's like, I'm going with you. And I was like, absolutely, you go with us. Because we'll make a trip out of it.
That's awesome.
And we've gotten a lot of sponsors to sponsor us in this journey. So that's been terrific.
That is great.
It really has. Those will be uploaded. They should be uploaded right now on the website.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
Okay.
So it's terrific. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. It's fun.
Yeah.
It'll be very joyful when we cross up there from New Jersey into New York.
Oh, absolutely emotional. We're all rooting for you.
It'll be emotional. I'll cry. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll cry.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I was there watching you cross that thing, I'm sure I would probably.
Well, and just think about all the families that he is helping.
Right.
By doing this and sacrificing. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean,
well, we got, a lot of people here in this area that listen to our podcast and watch our podcast. So, it means a lot to us. Jimmy's a big part of everything that we do. So we really would love anyone to go out there to support Jimmy and also Corey to help them out. And we'll have that information on the bottom of this to where you can donate what you can do to help support Jimmy and his cause. I think we can beat the $250,000. I really do. I think you can get more. You're going to get more than that's just how I feel.
I like that.
This community is loves stuff like this.
Absolutely.
And they know you and they know what you've done.
Can you not?
Yeah, and I think that everybody out there, listen, let's beat that goal. Let's beat it before he even leaves. How about that?
That would be sweet.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. It's you're a little late there. Get on it. No, this is positive energy though, Danny.
Yeah, it is very positive energy. Yeah.
This guy just spews positive energy.
Well, I got to learn from both of you guys. Are both older than me. You both dunked me enough at Summit Swim Club. Hit tennis balls at me in my head.
No, not at all.
Batting practice with Mr. McManus. You were there. You were there. Same with your brother Mike.
Yeah.
Mike still is the dunk champ on the deep end with me at Summit Swim Club.
Say you're sorry.
I'm not kidding you.
I'm sorry.
Say you're sorry.
I'm sorry now.
Because of your brother, I was able to pass naval water survival because of your brother. I'm not kidding you, man.
That's so funny.
I mean, it's not that hard to grab my head and put it down.
Yeah.
But Big Mike, whoa,
Did
man.
it to all the kids there.
Yeah, he said, I told you to stay under for 20 minutes, sir. I was like, Mike, man, it's just me. I'm only, come on, little Mike.
Just trying to help you.
Yeah. And so, it's terrific. It really is. This will be a lot of fun. It'll be scary. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Same thing. But, you prepare for that.
Yeah.
You have extra tires. You have an extra bike. You have everything.
Yeah.
Well,
If you don't need it, that's great. But you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
You got a goal and you're going for it.
I would love to check in with you during that time and just then you and I can just do a quick blurb about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like our little
absolutely,
and just check in and see with you and just record something.
I'd love
real quick.
to do it. I'd love to do it.
I mean, I think that would be incredible. And again, like I said, everybody out there. I mean, Jimmy's. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I mean, do you have a tracker that people can follow you?
Not yet. Not yet.
I mean,
maybe not. I don't know which route we're going to go with, but I will put it on there every day where we are. Pictures of me and Corey.
Okay.
Where we are in the United States.
Then let's.
We will do the same thing to let everybody know where you're at and what's going on, because I think it's very important. I mean, like I said, big support of us. We're going to be a big supporter for you, and I think 100%. Everybody out there in this community will just eat this up. I really do, and it is just so cool that you are doing something like this, and proud of what you're doing and everything. Not just this, but your books. I mean, you got me. You got
to remember, I've known you guys since I was 7, 6.
I want you to think about that for a second. If I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, said that us three would be reading books, right there alone, people would think we're crazy.
Yes.
I used to read the sports page.
That's it. The box scores. The box scores. Yeah, that was it.
My dad said he used to read a magazine for the articles.
There you go. Nice. I get it. Or the Forest Hills Journal or the Mount Washington Press.
Yes, I loved all those. Everybody looked forward to it.
Absolutely,
it's something in the past that we need to bring back.
I agree.
Yeah. But everything's digital. Everything's online. Everybody wants it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
instead of waiting until Wednesday at 5.
But I'm old school, man. I like the paperbacks and I have to have I don't even like. It was great that you let me borrow a bunch of books.
I got 30 of them in the car for you.
But I like to go out and buy them and then have them so I can see
absolutely
what I read, and then I can go back and you've done, go back and look at them. So, but again, just real quick, let everybody know, what where they can possibly donate all the stuff, and again, give them all the dates for everybody.
We'll be leaving July 14th. We'll leave California, head to Washington D.C., then on to Shanksville, then on to the 9/11 Memorial. You can donate JimSerger.com. It's already up and running. The first thing you see is donate to Tunnel to Towers. It's right there. The Fund Me page is created. It'll say on benefit of Corey and Jim, 3,500 miles. I'll post every day on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
That's awesome. Is there anything is there anything, I know that you have is there anything that people can do on top of the Tunnel for Towers, but also help you and Corey out as far as any supply? Can they donate anything like that?
You can reach me at JimSerger.com. I'd love to talk with you if you have an idea or suggestion or like to donate to our cause or sponsor us for the cause. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Reach out to me, JimSerger.com, fill it out, and I'll answer the best I can as quick as I can. Unless I'm on the bike and I'm in Lebanon.
That is true. I'm super excited for you to do this, because for us, again, starting this new venture and this new podcast, and I think this is the absolute perfect.
Yes,
you're the perfect guest to have for our new rebrand of our podcast.
Well, I think it's terrific. I really do.
And we really appreciate all your support and everything. And I can't wait to follow him.
No, I can't wait to. I mean, I'm so excited for Jim, but Jim, please be careful.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't have to worry about yourself. You have to worry about everyone else.
Absolutely.
So
you do.
So please be careful.
All the crazy people out there, you don't know what they're going to do.
Drivers.
No headphones in when we're riding.
Yeah.
No. Maybe I'll find the Roadrunner and beep beep. And, maybe I'll run into a fake wall.
That's it.
That's good.
But I can't thank you enough for spreading the word, for caring as much as both of you do about sports, about Anderson, about Summit, about all of Anderson Township, Forest Hills, Nick, Turpin, everybody.
Sure.
What you guys both do is just terrific. Just terrific.
Well,
all the guests you've had and the energy you both bring is just awesome.
Well, we appreciate that. And I hope everybody out there right now is listening. Follow our podcast, our new podcast. I'll tell you what, we're going to be doing a lot of different new things. Steve and I obviously like to joke like we're doing now, make fun of each other. So you're going to see a bunch of little segments that we're going to do to try to figure each other out. And we'll also have some interviews, some guests, not only Anderson, but also other branching it out as well with other guests and stuff like that. So looking forward to that. So you can see us on Apple, Spotify, all the social media things that you can. So subscribe, but then also the most important thing right now is to help with Jimmy and Corey as they do this nice thing for Tunnels to Towers. So hopefully you guys can donate to them and help them out and get this. And I would love, it's a lofty goal, but double it. Let's make it 500,000.
I love it, Danny. That's optimistic. I love it.
Let's do it.
Let's get the word out.
We got to do it. So again,
thank you both.
We really appreciate it, Jimmy.
Congrats and good luck.
And we're gonna keep an eye on you, and then hopefully we'll do it. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. So for our first ever Tell You What podcast, we're bringing it here from the nice USBN studios here. So you can follow us again, like we said. So we're gonna wrap it up. So for Steve Ellis, Dan Alberts, and Jimmy Serger, you've been listening to I'll Tell You What. We'll catch you guys next week.